Hey loves, it's Kendra with Soulful Success by Design. And I wanted to come on and share something with you about what it gets to look like when you embrace all parts of yourself. It's important to recognize that number one, you're a multi-dimensional human being. You're not just one dimensional. There's all different parts of you. And what I've learned just through my experience and in working with clients and guiding them through their journeys is that we can sometimes be in conflict with different parts of ourselves. And it's this conflict that we have with the different parts of who we are that can really make the journey feel like it's hard and can really make you feel defeated along your journey. So when I was thinking about this a few moments ago, I had this realization that I had this deep moment of just full self-acceptance, right? And know that when you're doing transformational work, when you are doing the inner work, there's layers to it, right? There are layers to the process of trusting yourself more deeply. There are layers to the process of shifting your mindset and aligning your energy with your highest desires. There's layers to this work. And every single layer that you move through is sacred and it's important, and it allows you to step into your next level. It allows you to be ready for your next level. So I had this moment of just deeper levels of full self-acceptance. And I thought about, wow, like we all have these different parts of us inside. We all have this part of us that doubts our abilities a bit in our business or in our lives. We all have the perfectionist on the inside of us that thinks everything needs to be perfect. We all have this inner part of us that that avoids things in our life or in our business that feels hard. We all have a part of us on the inside that is fearful of judgment or criticism. We all have this part of us on the inside that is just ambitious, right? It wants to go out each and every day and like slay, your goals and visions and all those things. We all have a part of us on the inside that's a little bit fearful of really stepping into our power. We also have a part of us that is just super wise, right? And for me, like I call that the wise woman within. Like we all have a wise woman on the inside of us. And what happens when you begin to embrace all those different energies within you, that doubtful energy, the energy of I'm not good enough, the energy of fear, the energy of fear of criticism, the energy of feeling like you're not good enough, when you begin to embrace all those parts of you and love all those parts of you, what happens is you begin to experience this sense of just deep wholeness that allows that inner wise woman within you to really propel forward and move you forward in your journey and in the direction that you're meant to go in. And so when we choose to maybe avoid or shut down or not look at those parts of us because maybe there's some shame there, or maybe we feel guilty for those parts of us, when we choose to kind of shut that off, our energy becomes fragmented. So then you show up in your business and in your life not with the full, potent, powerful energy that you are capable of, right? Because instead of showing up in this full, potent, whole energy, powerful energy, there's this part of you, or maybe many parts of you lingering back here in the back that's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, or oh, this isn't good enough, or oh, I'm afraid of this, or oh, I'm afraid of that. and it's kind of circulating around in your energetic field, right? And it's poking holes in your potent, powerful, energetic being. But when you accept all those parts and you acknowledge all those parts, you can really move forward and say, okay, yeah, like I see that part of me. I get to work on that part of me. It's okay that there's a part of me that feels doubtful sometimes. It's okay that there's a part of me that feels fearful about putting myself out there. It's okay to allow, to really look at that part of me that feels like maybe I'm not good enough. There's power in that. And so when you give yourself permission to look at those parts, that's you stepping into your power. When we choose to ignore those parts or avoid those parts of us, we're giving our power away. And I'm fully aware that this is not a journey that you can do all by yourself, right? Like, sure, there's parts of this work that you get to do by yourself, but I'm also fully aware that a lot of the times we need support and guidance to help us move through these different energies that we all hold within us, because some of these energies, in order to face them, it feels really scary. And in order to protect yourself, your nervous system will shut down, you'll avoid it, you won't look at it because it just feels like it's too much. And so then that's where having a coach or a guide to help you move through those parts is really, really helpful for you, especially when you're wanting to take those steps forward and propel yourself forward. So I want to ask you to just maybe identify some of those parts within you, right? What are some of the areas within yourself that you haven't really fully given yourself permission to own or look at or give a voice to? And I want to ask you to give a voice to that part of yourself and just listen, right? Like deeply listen to that part of yourself with no judgment, with just simply an open heart and an open mind to hear what that part of you wants to say, whatever that part of you is. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's doubt, maybe it's, feeling inadequate. Just listen to that part of you and allow the inner wise woman within you to listen. And then as you're listening, and then as you're, allowing that part of you to voice and to express itself, allow the inner wise woman within you, your highest self, that wise person within you, to speak wisdom to the part of you that feels a little wobbly, or that feels a little shaky, or that feels a little fearful. When you do that, again, you really create this energy of wholeness within you. And the way that you then begin to show up in your business and in your life comes from a completely different place. It comes from this beautiful, potent, and powerful energy that just makes things feel a bit easier, right? It deepens your level of self-trust. It deepens your ability to trust yourself on a level like you've never trusted yourself before. And what it also does is it also allows you to know that no matter what, you're going to be okay. No matter what, you're going to be okay. So I invite you to imagine what that might look like, or maybe you write down what that might look like for you if you knew deep in your heart that no matter what, you were going to be okay. What would your inner wise woman or person inside of you say to the parts of you that feel fearful, that feels doubtful, that feels uncertain, or that feels uncomfortable? What would that part of you, that highest self, the wise person inside of you, say to the other part of you that feels like it's not good enough, or that feels fearful? Let me know how this resonates with you. Does this make sense? Are you feeling what I'm saying? And if you are, let me know. But this is such a beautiful journey to allow yourself to go on, to allow yourself to accept all the different parts of you. In human design, we have a process called deconditioning, right? And it's where you literally do the work of peeling back the layers of the protective energies that you've taken on in order to survive in this world that we live in. It's a process where you get to release and let go of the expectations and the conditions that maybe others have put on you in your life. It's a process where you get to really step into your authentic self, right? And your authentic truth. It's a process of coming home to yourself, right? And that can happen through awareness, number one, like really being aware of what your energetic type is. I know that when I first learned that I was a projector and I began to understand what that meant, and I began to deepen my studies and what it means to align to my projector energy, even just having that layer of awareness shifted my energy completely, and the world outside of me, because of that, began to shift, right? So even having that awareness, and then the next level, having an awareness of where you are more deeply conditioned, right? So when I look at my human design chart, I have a really open chart. I'm only defined in my root center and in my spleen center. So I only have 2 defined centers out of 9, and the rest are very open. So there were lots of places within me where I was holding this conditioned energy, right? Or these conditioned beliefs, these conditioned ways of being. And over the past 2 years, I've really been working on like identifying and looking at those pieces and accepting those pieces, rearranging those pieces, doing the mindset work, the meditation, the somatic work, all the work to bring me back home to the truth of who I am. And it's interesting because when you start doing that work, there's a part of you that doesn't want to trust it. There's a part of you that's like, oh, this cannot be, like, it feels so foreign to you because maybe you've been operating in a different way. And when you begin to learn the way in which you're designed to operate, it feels foreign, even though you know intellectually, like, yes, this makes sense to me. Being a projector makes sense to me, or being a generator makes sense to me. I totally get that. And you get it on a cognitive, intellectual level, but then when you start practicing it, your nervous system is like, what the hell are you doing? This is not how we do things, and it can feel uncomfortable. But it's so worth the journey, and it's a step by step process. It's not a transformation that just happens overnight, but it's worth it, especially if you are serious about taking your life and your business to a higher level, to a next level. If you're serious about, creating quality work in either your job or in your business, or if you're really wanting to be able to hold your clients in deeper trust and integrity and be able to show up in that way, it's important, right? So, I just wanted to share this with you today in the hopes that it resonates with someone, in the hopes that it supports someone wherever you are on your journey, and with an open invitation to reach out to me if you have questions about how to align more deeply to your human design in your business and your life, so that you can feel more, more ease in your business, so you can feel like you're expressing yourself from a more authentic place. I have coaching experiences called Soul Aligned experiences where I support you in this journey and in this transformation. So if that sounds like something that you desire or want to kind of learn more about, definitely send me a message. I'll share more with you. But in the meantime, I invite you to work on embracing all the parts of you. All the parts of you. All of them. Look at all the places. Look at that part of you that feels a little jealous, seeing somebody else have what you desire. Look at the part of you that feels some frustration or feels bitterness about something, or feels angry about something, or feels fearful about something. It's safe to allow yourself to give those parts of you a voice. Okay? And know that amongst all the noise that sometimes gets created in here and within our bodies, there's always this inner wise woman, this inner wise person that's there to guide you. So you get to ask yourself if you're willing to take that journey. Because honestly, maybe you're not willing, and that's okay too, to give yourself that honest answer, right? There was a time in my journey when I realized, ooh, I haven't been willing to allow myself to do X, Y, and Z. I hadn't, there was a part in my journey where I realized I wasn't willing to really go deep with, or should I say deeper with my own work. And I had to acknowledge that and be really honest with it and accept it and know that it was okay to accept it. It didn't make me a bad person or a wrong person or any less of a person. It was just, this is coming up. I get to see this and recognize it. And now I get to decide that I am willing and then move from that energy, right? All right. I think that's all I need to share. So let me know what came up for you as you listen to this, and reach out to me if you have any questions about working with me as your human design guide to help you up-level your life and business. All right. Have an amazing weekend. Bye.